All right, we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves to you all and kind of get started here today. We've also got some time that we're going to ask you to fill out a brief poll for us to get started, but we'll start with our introductions. My name is Dory Branch. I'm the Associate Director of the Bobcat Career Network in the Ohio University Alumni Association. I'm also a two-time Bobcat, so it's nice to see some of our fellow alumni here today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us over what might be your lunch hour today. My name is Aaron Sturgill, and I am the Associate Director for Employer Relations at the Ohio University Career and Leadership Development Center. And I am a one-time alum. So to echo what Dory said, good to see some fellow Bobcats hanging out with us today.
So we're going to go ahead and ask you all to kind of introduce yourselves to us by completing a poll for us. So John, if you could go ahead and throw that poll up. We'll just give everyone a few minutes. There's a multiple questions, so take your time answering those, just so we can kind of know who is in the room with us today. We're going to share a bunch of resources with you all, and it really is kind of a pick and choose. You don't have to use them all, you can, but we want to make sure that you're getting the best use resources for you. So if you could just take a minute to fill out that poll for us, and then we'll go ahead and get started sharing those resources with you. Awesome. All right, just a few more seconds. We're going to wrap up that poll here, but it looks like we have a lot of people who are actively searching, which is wonderful to hear. Hopefully some of the resources we share with you today are going to be, you'll be able to implement right now after this session, which is super exciting. I also want to give a special shout out to all of my 2010 fellow grads. I see some names over on the side that I recognize, so it's nice to see you all here today. And it also looks like we have a lot of people who have never utilized Ohio University's services to support their job search. So hopefully today you'll learn a lot more than you already knew. Maybe even for those who have, there's been changes over time, and we've also been able to roll out some new and exciting things. But we are also going to encourage you that if you have any questions throughout this presentation, to please go ahead and throw them in the chat or the Q&A, and we will make sure to get to those whether throughout or at least at the very end. We also know that sometimes the job search process is a little more individualized. So if you're not seeing something or you have a lot of questions related to your job search, we're going to give you some resources that'll help you navigate your specific job search, as well as our contact information too at the end, so you are able to get in touch with us. So I'll go ahead and close that poll. Awesome. So today, just to kind of give you an overview of what we're going to talk about, we really want to give you a picture of what career services looks like at OU. I saw that we had a wide range of decade Bobcats, so some of the things that you might have known when you were a student Bobcat is going to be a little bit different than as an alum Bobcat. So we're going to talk through that a little bit. We're also going to talk about a lot of resources, like I've mentioned. So Handshake is a resource we're going to talk about, you might be familiar with. The Bobcat Network, hopefully you've heard that name, but it is still a pretty new service, so we're going to talk through how you can use that. LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn, we're going to talk about how to tap into that specifically with the Bobcat Network. And then also some career fairs, and leave some time for some Q&A. So lots to cover today, and we are so grateful that you all are here to join us. So I'm going to pass it to Aaron to kind of kick us off.
All right, thank you, Dory. All right, so we're going to talk about some places and some people resources that are available to you as alum. Disclaimer, this list certainly isn't comprehensive, but these are some offices on campus that do support alumni when it comes time to talk about career resources or career development or their career sort of journey that they're on. We certainly know that there are many dedicated faculty and staff across campus who do a lot of kind of one-on-one conversations with alum that they have interacted with or built relationships with while they were here at the institution, but we wanted to just focus on a few offices that do support career for current students and for alum. So we'll start with the Career and Leadership Development Center. And as Dory mentioned, we have alum from many decades at Ohio University. So some of you may not recognize the name Career and Leadership Development Center. So to kind of catch you up to speed, Career Services and the Amanda J. Cunningham Leadership Center merged. And really the goal was to really think about career development and leadership holistically. So that office was formed, and then we've been So we've just been acting as that career services office that you maybe knew when you were here on campus. So we are the main career center on Ohio University's campus. We serve all students and alumni, and that includes regional campuses and eCampus. We support you through career and leadership coaching, mock interviews, professional development and leadership training programs, and career events. And again, all of those services are available to alumni, and we don't charge to utilize those services. So we really want you to take advantage of that. And one kind of extra layer, I think, of service that we offer is that we do have someone that works in our office that works for the Alumni Association. So that person really is thinking about alumni, they're thinking about alumni programming, they're thinking about how alumni connect current students. So there's a dedicated staff member to think about these types of resources for alumni. In addition to the CLDC, the College of Business and the College of Engineering offer services for their alumni, and we'll drop links to their websites in the chat so that you can get connected to folks in those colleges if you're interested in connecting one-on-one with either of those offices for some career support. All right, next we're going to talk about Handshake. So Handshake's going to be an important tool to know about and to utilize if you're interested in utilizing some career support from Ohio University. So what is Handshake? So it's Ohio University's platform that we use that is used by over 500 colleges and more than 250,000 employers. We use Handshake for appointment scheduling, career events, and also as a robust internship and job search tool. I'll go into the platform shortly to show you what it looks like, just to give you a better idea of how you might use it. But again, it's used by all Fortune 500 companies. Handshake allows you to discover and favorite jobs at top financial institutions, cutting edge tech firms, leading design and marketing agencies, nonprofits, and more. It really covers all industries. You can also receive personal recommendations based on your interests, skills, major, location preferences, and search history. So it sort of works like Spotify or Netflix. It makes recommendations based on your usage. Again, we'll share a link directly to where you can find some information on our website about Handshake and how to log in. There are some kind of special pathways that you'll need to make note of as an alum to get access to Handshake if you don't already have access to Handshake. So how would you use it? Well, you can use it to search for jobs. You can register and attend career fairs. We'll talk a little bit more about career fairs in a moment. You can attend on-campus career events. Currently, we're not hosting any on-campus event. If you want to take advantage of it now, you could use that to attend some virtual events, and as well as on-campus interviews. So the CLDC does have a suite of private interview rooms that employers oftentimes come to Athens to use. So if you are local, or if you are coming to Athens, or if you've noticed on Handshake there's an interview coming up, we do have a place where employers do connect with candidates one-on-one. All right, so I'm gonna jump into the Handshake platform and just show you a couple of things. I wanna make sure that you can visually see what the tool looks like, and that might also lead to some questions potentially. All right, Dory, can you let me know when you can see the Handshake platform? All right, awesome. All right, so this is what Handshake looks like. If you've never logged on before, this will be brand new, but if you have logged on before, it will look something similar to this. I want to just focus on two things. One, the job search feature, and then also events. So I'm going to focus on jobs first. So you'll see these cards right at the top of the home screen that should lead you to most of the things that you need. So we'll start with jobs. And we'll give it a minute to get moving. All right, Dory, can you see the list of jobs that are on the screen? Awesome, thank you. So here, what you'll see is initially you'll see some recommended jobs based again on your usage, on the things that you put in your profile or your career interest assessment that it will prompt you to take as you enter into the platform for the first time. So you'll see those first, but then you can also search by keywords, and then you can also use these filters to find jobs. It really does sort of work very similar to Indeed, or even a LinkedIn jobs board, you'll probably find that you sort of intuitively know how to search for jobs on here, because it does work really similar to some of those other job platforms. But basically what you'll be able to do is apply for jobs within Handshake. Sometimes it'll take you to an external link, but many of those jobs you do apply right within Handshake. Handshake also does give you the ability to do some kind of quick application. If you do have your documents saved in your profile, you can kind of quickly upload documents and apply for several jobs that you're interested in a short amount of time if you need to. But I would really recommend using a lot of keyword searching and also using those filters to find the right job for you, or at least getting an idea of what types of jobs are available. I will say that this platform will feel like it is for an undergraduate student. And that probably is its primary audience, but it definitely does have jobs on here that are for folks that have been out in the field working a little while, and then also just jobs for someone who's maybe trying to enter into a new industry. So some of those entry-level roles will certainly be there, but a lot of internships will be available. You'll also see volunteer opportunities, some study abroad type of roles. So don't sort of get discouraged as you see those, because there certainly are also opportunities for a seasoned professional in here as well. So I'm going to go back to the home screen because I want to show you the career events section. So we'll give it a minute to move. I apologize for the slow internet today. All right, Dory, can you see that I'm back on the home screen? Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go to events. So again, it's the cards that are at the top of the screen. I'm going to be over from jobs. You'll see one that says events. And this will take you to the list of events that are either public events on Handshake, which means that they just got posted to anybody and everybody on Handshake, and then also events that are specific to Ohio University. One of the things that I want to show you first is at the top, there's some filter options again that are right beside the search bar, and I'm going to choose career fairs. So since we're going to talk about career fairs here shortly, I want to focus on those first. Something to note is that every career fair on Ohio University's campus this fall is virtual, and it is all happening in Handshake. So if you're interested, as we look at these, if you're interested in any of these, it will be important for you to get an account, set up your profile, and then register for these events. You do have to register for an event in order to take part, and all of the activity happens inside Handshake. So there's a virtual career fair platform built into this system so that it's sort of a one-stop shop. One important thing to make note of, if you're interested in using Handshake for a job search or to take advantage of career events, when you set up your account, it's going to have a school year. And you may think like, I don't have a school year, but alumni is an option. And we need you to make sure that you do choose alumni, because without choosing that alumni title, some of these events that are specific to alumni, you won't have access to, because it's going to require some type of permission to be involved. And it may just be that you need to have alumni on your account. So please remember to add alumni on your school year. If you have not done that already, if you've got an account, or if you're setting it up brand new. So these are the list of current career fairs that are happening this fall semester. We have one coming up on Wednesday, tomorrow. That's the healthcare career fair. So if any of the people in the room are in the healthcare industry and are interested in taking advantage, we want you to think about creating that account soon so that you can jump in and register for that event between now and tomorrow. So that's happening tomorrow from 1 to 4. And then as I scroll, you'll see some other events that are coming up for the rest of the fall semester. Some of them are specific to the colleges. For example, the Darren Butler Sports Forum, which is specific to the College of Business. And then there's also a Russ College of Engineering career fair that's happening in November. And then lastly, which we'll talk about it a little bit later, there's a virtual alumni career fair happening in November, which is brand new. So we're excited to chat about that momentarily. I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top because I do want to show you that in addition to career fairs, there are also some other types of events. So I'm going to unselect that career fair option. And then it's going to show me every event that is happening in Handshake. So events could also mean that there are information sessions, panel discussions, networking events that are happening under normal circumstances. They would be on campus somewhere in Athens or in one of our regional campuses, sometimes on site at an employer. Right now, they're all virtual. So a lot of webcasts, a lot of virtual information sessions. So if you're interested in just like networking virtually or just collecting information, could be good to search through these. There are a ton in there, and they cover many industries. A lot of different companies are hosting those. We're seeing brand new events getting posted every single day. So there's a lot of information to gather using events through Handshake. All right, and I'm going to turn us back to our presentation. All right, let's see. Dory, can you see the presentation again?
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. So, and Aaron, I think you do have a question in the chat, so I'll let you get to that while I kind of introduce our next thing. So, we're next going to talk about the Bobcat Network. And I think it's important to mention that when you all logged on, we had you fill out that poll. And one of the first questions was, how active are you in your job search, right? So 1 being just kind of looking around, 5 being like, I'm really actively pursuing a new opportunity today. And I think depending on where you are on that scale might determine what of these resources you're kind of using today versus maybe in a few days versus a month or 2 out, right? So the Bobcat Network is one of those things that it's very customizable. And while there is a lot of opportunity for jobs around that, and we're going to talk about that, it's also a place for networking. So for those of you who haven't heard about the Bobcat Network, it is a community of Bobcats. So whether you're a student, alumni, faculty or staff, or friend of the university, anyone can have access to this site. You can use it to network. Like I've already mentioned, you can use it to mentor students. You can use it to search for jobs or engage in discussion forums, hear about different events. So there's a lot kind of going on this site. It's kind of more of like a Bobcat specific LinkedIn, if you want to think about it that way. So today we're going to really talk about the job board, and it's only available to alumni. So kind of similar to how Handshake has maybe like a student focus, but there are alumni jobs on there. We've actually made sure that the job board on the Bobcat Network is specific to alumni only. There's also a lot of networking opportunities. So, you know, for those of you who have maybe been in the field for a little while, you know that networking is just as important as actually applying for the jobs, because you know that in the job search process, it's who you know is just as important as what you know, if not more so, right? So for those of you who maybe are even new to your industry, that networking is going to be just as important. I know we had a lot of people who had even more experience, but especially for those who are maybe earlier on and are looking to stay in that industry, that's going to be really important. Or if you're looking to completely switch industries, that's going to be really important to also build your network as well, which you probably know from your experience in your current industry. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see if I can share my screen, because we just love to share screens around here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share the Bobcat Network. So the Bobcat Network is bobcatnetwork.ohio.edu. You'll be asked to fill out a little bit of questions to kind of complete your profile. And from there, you'll get this home screen. So this is what an alumni home screen looks like. There's a lot you'll see here in this top bar, a lot of different ways to engage. And I kind of mentioned some of them already. Today, we're going to focus on the Opportunities tab and the Explore the Community tab. So first and foremost, what you're here for is opportunities, jobs, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click on that Opportunities tab. And what you'll see here is there are 2 different areas. We're going to focus on the jobs and internships. I know it says internships. There aren't any internships. But jobs and internships portal. The experiential learning projects is really for our students. But if you ever have an opportunity to share projects, that's where you would go to post that. So with our jobs and internships, we're going to go to Explore Jobs. And from here, it's pretty self-explanatory, kind of the same idea that you would use with Handshake to kind of filter whatever you're looking for. What's really cool about this is not only is it pulling in jobs from Handshake, so it actually, any of the jobs that you would have seen in Handshake that are alumni specific jobs. I'm going to refresh the page because apparently my internet is now also moving slow. So you're gonna see those Handshake jobs in here, but additionally, any Bobcat who wants to share a job, they don't have to work in HR, they don't have to be like a hiring manager at a company, they can post a job here. So you'll kind of be able to see that, like, oh, okay, this is a job at OU, and there's someone here who's worked there along with a ton of other people in this site, of course, right? So this is kind of a really neat area to be able to grab some different opportunities. And like I said, you can search by a wide array of different fields and different opportunities. You'll see in here right now, yeah, I believe there's almost 4,000 jobs posted on here as well. So this is a really hopefully helpful space that you'll find opportunities as well to kind of search through. So that is the job portion of that. And then we're going to go ahead and go into the explore the community, just because I think this is, again, like I said, equally important is building out your network. The thing is, I'm in every group because I'm an admin on here. So let's say you were in the College of Fine Arts. You could, see who was in your college. You can look up by your different, so I work in higher education. So you'll see that these are some people who have experience within higher ed, because that's a field that I've said that I'm interested in. And again, you can search all of those people here or even search directly by name. And then what's really cool from here is you can just start a chat. You can check out someone's profile. And this is, again, a place where Bobcats are networking with Bobcats. So I'm sure you all know because you probably have been the person on the other end, but we are always willing to help out our own. And so this is just such a community that people are so responsive and willing to answer any questions, obviously about like the job search process, any help that they can recommend, any, networks or tools or best practices, especially again, if you're new to the industry. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I'll let Erin jump back on here with the presentation. But that's really like kind of covers the broad points of the Bobcat Network that we wanted to touch on today. Like I said, this is really kind of like a menu option and whatever works best for you. So if there is something else that you're really hoping to get out of your career search opportunity, you can probably find it in the Bobcat Network. But if you have any issues, please feel free to reach out to me. And again, I'll share my contact information at the end of the presentation, and we'll make sure to kind of cue you in with the resources that are going to be most helpful for you through that site. Awesome. Okay. Get all the technology set up here. So one more thing that we wanted to talk about not one more, we have a few more. I don't want to lie to you, but if you are already on LinkedIn, I know that I've mentioned networking is an important part of job searching. And of course you all know that. I'm going to share this LinkedIn group in the chat. Our LinkedIn group is specific to Ohio University alumni or anyone who has worked at the institution before. People are also casually sharing jobs on there pretty regularly. We also share opportunities to like engage with the university, to talk about different programming opportunities. So like this webcast, hopefully maybe some of you heard about it through that LinkedIn group that was shared there as well. So just kind of a place to be tapped into if you are looking to have another resource to kind of check in with. Awesome. So then the next thing we're going to talk about is career fairs, which I know Erin and I have both hinted at multiple times and we're very excited about. So Erin, did you want to start off and kind of maybe go through some of these a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. And Dory, would you mind to maybe drop the link to the CLDC website where these most of these events live? So Dory's going to drop a link just so that you can find out some more information. But we did want to just outline what's available to you, because oftentimes alumni don't know that these things are happening on a reoccurring basis. So this is kind of the full list, or a close to full list, of career fairs that you can expect to happen in both the fall and the spring semester, really every year, with maybe just minor changes. So you'll see the College of Business has a few career fairs that are listed on here. College of Business Ohio Business Conference, that's really their main career fair that happens in the fall semester. And then the Darren Butler Sports Forum, which I mentioned when we looked at virtual career fairs inside Handshake. And then the Rest College of Engineering also hosts fairs both in the fall and the spring semester. They have one coming up in November, and then we'll start the process over during the spring. The CLDC hosts a campus-wide career and internship fair both in the fall and the spring. Our fall career fair was in September, and our fall career fair was in September, and our spring career fair will be happening in February. That event, again, is open to alumni. It's open to current students. It covers all industries and different types of jobs. I will say, as a disclaimer, that many of the employers are coming primarily looking for maybe an intern, or they're expecting to see a recent grad. Not that they wouldn't be interested in talking to someone that has had, a few years of experience also. And then we start to get into some niche fairs, like the healthcare career fair, which is happening tomorrow. We do a graduate school fair, which may or may not be important to this group. We do a nonprofit fair that we call Work That Matters, and then we also have a retail and hospitality career fair. And then as we step into that spring semester, we have less career fairs, but we focus on our teacher education candidates in late spring semester, and then also Job Fest, which is a little bit more of an undergraduate student career fair, but it is focused on those part-time jobs while they're on campus, or maybe some seasonal employment. Again, alumni are welcome to attend. Oftentimes there are a few employers there looking for more permanent positions and have kind of used that fair as kind of a just-in-time fair because they maybe haven't filled positions and they're out looking, and that does happen a bit later in the year. So it happens in the school year, I should say, in March. And again, I'll say it one more time, all of these fairs are available to alumni as much as they're available to undergraduate students. So please don't hesitate to attend those if any of those feel like the right fit for you.
And I think this is really great and important to share too, because I think I've already hit on the fact that Bobcats support Bobcats through and through. So while some of these might not be directly relevant to you, hopefully there are people who you've been in contact with who maybe you could share this information with. And maybe it's not relevant to you today, but maybe it will be down the line too, right? So you never know what kind of opportunities are going to be available to you through these experiences. So we just want to make sure that you're aware of all of them just in case.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The one that we really want to hit on today is the virtual alumni career fair. So we are going to try something new. Something that we've always wanted to do, and now we have the capacity to do it in this virtual world. We are really functioning with everyone is online. There is this online capability that that our site is now allowing us to use. So we are going to be hosting a virtual alumni career fair. It is specific to Ohio based employers. And so if that is something that you're interested in, we would love for you to attend. So kind of like Aaron said, you have to have an account in order to sign up for this fair. And you'll actually have to book appointments to talk to a company. So in a normal career fair, if you've never been, you kind of just walk up to the table, introduce yourself, have some conversation, learn about what the opportunities are available at that company. This is, you can't just walk up to somebody. You do have to schedule that time to talk to an employer. And all the employers know that obviously they are looking for alumni. And what we've really stressed to them is this is kind of mid to senior level role would be ideal. But even if they don't have something open right now, we would love for them to attend knowing that they could have something open in the next month, right? So this isn't like a guaranteed like job placement fair. They never are. We can't guarantee that, but this is an opportunity to kind of maybe learn about different companies, learn about what their openings are right now or in the future. So again, thinking about those networking connections that you're constantly building, right? So that is going to be on November 11th, so a little less than a month away. It'll run from 10 to 2. And again, you won't be there the whole time, right? You're not in person. It's all virtual. You get to sign up for times that work for you in that time slot. If for some reason something doesn't work in that time slot, let me know, but there are ways to reach out to employers who are going to be there. And if you can't come, you can still get in touch with them. So especially if there's an employer who you see that you're like, that's my dream company, I'd always wanted to work there. Let me know, and we'll talk through how to use the system, or Aaron and I, either one, how to use the system to reach out to that employer so that you can let them know, I can't be there, but would love to touch base. So I'm going to go ahead and in the chat, I know I've shared so many links today, but one more for you, the registration for the virtual career fair. So that'll actually prompt you to create a profile if this is something that you're interested in participating in. Cool. So that was another big one that I wanted to make sure that we covered. So I think after that, We just have our summary slide. So basically, like I said, we've shared so many resources with you all today, and we really wanted to make sure that you were aware of really the core elements, right? So the registration link for the career fair is pretty long, so I didn't put that on the slide. But we talked about Handshake, we talked about the Bobcat Network, we talked about LinkedIn, we talked about career fairs, and I know that Aaron, you wanted to talk a little bit more about Handshake. Just one other thing we didn't go into depth about. But for all of you who are looking for those resources and those links, they are right there on the slide for you. If you need me to type them out in the chat, just let me know and I'm happy to throw them in there for you. But go ahead, Aaron.
I have to admit, I'm not sure what I was gonna add at the end.
You're gonna talk about career coaching.
Career coaching. I'm so sorry, that
You're
completely
good.
left my brain. So we wanted to talk specifically about a resource that you could take advantage of and that you may not know about. And I hinted at it at the beginning when I was talking about the different services that were available. But we do offer career coaching for current students and alumni. So if you're at a place where you're looking for a job and you're not really sure where to start, or you wanted to have a second set of eyes on a resume or a cover letter, or you haven't interviewed in 5 or 10 years and need to practice, we offer that service, and it is available to alumni, again, for free. We want to make sure that you have access to career support just as much as our current students. You will schedule this through Handshake, so you do have to create a profile, even if it is just for that. We offer 30-minute appointments Monday through Friday. I think our hours of operation could be a little bit of a barrier if you're working a full-time job, kind of that 8 to 5, because we do offer those appointments in between the hours of 8 and 5. But we certainly want you to be aware of that service, whether you need it now or whether you need it in the future. It is always available to you. We also offer another service called leadership coaching, which is a little bit more like executive coaching. It was kind of modeled after that. It's a bit more focused on goal setting and self-awareness and identification of skills and skill development that you certainly could also take advantage of. But if you're really looking for career support, career coaching would be your best option. Dory, thank you for reminding me about that point.
I think that's just such a great service that, at a lot of different colleges, if anyone else has a degree from anywhere else, that's not a service that is available. Or if it is, it's only a few years out, or you have to pay for it after a certain few years. It's free here. I mean, that's Bobcat promise through and through, right? So if it's even something that you're kind of playing around with the idea of, I encourage you to take advantage of it. It's 30 minutes of your day, which I know your time is valuable. But as someone who is a former career coach, I've seen so many wonderful results with working with different alumni, with different students. And it can just be a quick second eye, and kind of like how I said that there's a lot of this job search process that we've given you so many resources, but it is personal to you and it's going to be different for everyone's situation. And we don't want to minimize that. So the idea is to present you with these resources so that you can tap into the ones that you feel are most valuable to you. And I think career coaching really is that one-on-one individualized attention. So you can kind of go into this a little bit more in depth. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of that, if anything. So with that being said, that is a lot of resources all at once. We're so grateful that you all have been able to be here, and we've been able to share these with you. We do want to open it up for some Q&A. We have time, we have about, ideally, I mean, we can talk for a while, but 10 minutes, we're trying to get you out of here at a decent time. We know that this is the lunch hour. So again, we appreciate you spending your time with us. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat and we will answer those now. Thank you all. And if not, Aaron, do you want to go ahead and go to the next slide too, just in case?
Yeah.
Cool. So like I said, we want to make sure to share our contact information. So while people are throwing questions in the chat, here's our contact information. Please feel free to reach out with us with any questions that you have, especially like if you have any difficulty signing up for either of the platforms or accessing any of the resources. We want to make sure that we can get you in there and get what you need. So please feel free to shoot us an email.
Yeah, I want to echo if you're having trouble accessing either platform, let us be the resource that helps you get in. Just shoot us a quick email and we can certainly troubleshoot what's going on.
All right, well, it doesn't look like we're getting a ton of questions. And like I said, we are here to answer even down the line as you start to go through these resources. Hopefully you were, I saw some people in the chat earlier starting to sign up for them while they were on the call, which is so great to see. So we are excited to have you utilize these resources. And if we can be of any assistance, we are happy to help. So thank you all so much for your time. We'll let you run off now and hopefully be able to tap into those and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Thank you all for
Yeah,
being here.
thank you so much. We really do appreciate you joining us, and I'll echo what Dory said. Connect with us if you have questions. We're here to help. So have a good Tuesday, and hopefully we'll be able to connect soon.